politics in boxing, as they always call it, or whatever it is behind the scenes? Is that sometimes as much as a fight, out of the ring?
Look, you say the politics, don't you? I look on the social media, yeah, and it's all cringe, utter fucking shite that I look at. Yeah, I turn it off. The speeches out some of them's mouth, the way they go on, the way they conduct themselves, they're not welcome through my fucking door. Yeah, I don't roll like that. Listen, I'm not saying they're wrong. It's just the way I see it myself. I can't be bothered with all this arse licking up and down to get on a show. Yeah, you don't want me on the show? Fuck off, go somewhere else. Listen, it is what it is. I can only speak how I see things. I think boxing has become a cringe sport for the dickheads that's in it. I'm interested in real fights, real fighting men, getting it down in here, getting it on in the ring. That's all we're interested in at the end of the day. We ain't interested in anything else. We ain't interested in sticking our chest out and wanting to be the best trainer in the world. We want to be this, we want to be that. I want to be more famous than the fighter. Let's get rid of all that shit what I see on social media 24/7, yeah? And let's get the fighter where he needs to be.
You give me one example. You give me one example of where you haven't walked forward and outworked someone. You just give me one fight where you haven't done that. Not one.
I've shown a range of different styles.
You've shown one style.
Commonwealth, British, European.
And you've done it all with one style. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. You've done it all with one style. You've got to look at where you've fought for every single title that's been vacant. You've never defeated a champion. Never. Never defeated the champion.
I defeated you.
Never did. I wasn't a champion. I was a 16-fight novice. It wasn't hard to beat me. Over Mackenzie nearly beat me. Over Mackenzie nearly beat me too.
You couldn't make it up, could you, Riku?
No. I mean, you know why? If you would have went to dark class or something and said your goal is to lose, how many stone did you lose last year?
Me?
Yeah.
3 stone last year I lost.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah, but I've done like 17 in 9 years this April. So it's only £0.5 a week, isn't it, for 9 years? People say, oh, it's not a lot, that, but it was there to lose, though, wasn't it? And I've lost it gradually. Whereas the guy who went for the operation with me years ago, he did his in a year. And then I saw him a year later, because you only get a 2-year warranty with a band.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, are you having what you're doing? You're having a band also? Because I had it altered before they change it to £500 to have it altered. So when it come to end, I said, oh, I want it, tightening a bit. He was there and he was getting measured up for skin operation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had all that to fork out for 10 bags. So they took money off him twice, didn't they? So I thought, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it's probably better not to yo-yo, is it? Because the risk is you do the skin operation and then the next thing you know, you're back to being
fat,
a big lad.
Yeah, well, you've got to do weight, right? What I found is you've got to take it off slowly. Take it off slowly, 20, £0.5 a week and, £2 a month. It's not rocket science, is it, Riku? Some months you'll stay, you might not lose note for 3 or 4 months. I think I hit a wall at 16 stone. I thought, well, that might be me. Do you know what I mean? But no, it's gradually come off. Obviously, when I had this operation, the 12 days out there, I couldn't even eat, could I? That managed. I finished it off, didn't I? I hit my target.
Do people all now believe? Does everybody now believe that you had an operation? Because I remember there was a point where people thought, "Oh, he hasn't. It's just running away."
You've got all scars and everything. I am. You've seen them all, haven't you? Oh, I'm running away from Malcolm X.
Well, yeah, Spencer.
Malcolm X. We will do battle this year at some point, so get ready. I actually saw him do an interview a couple of weeks ago saying that Dylan White should call Tyson Fury's bluff, and I think it's the only interview I've seen him do in donkey's years that's fucking talk sense. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, he said that Dylan should call Tyson's bluff. So, Spencer, I respect you for saying that, but we will do a battle this year. Right, Daniel Dubois, what's happening with him, Riku?
I mean, he's with Shane, isn't he? And they fought. Did he was meant to? Did he fight in the US against on the Jake Paul card in the end? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he fought on that card. Yeah, he's had one fight, hasn't he, in 8 since Dubois, since Joyce, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he had the eye up. He had the eye operation, didn't he? So you kind of give.
Go on, sorry.
No, you kind of understand that. And also he's got a new trainer, so it takes time to gel. So I'd rather see him being built back slowly and have a few fights, get used to Shane, and then 2-3 fights time, take against a decent opponent for, you know, close to a title shot. But he must be number 1 in the WBO, right?
WBA.
WBA, yeah, he's highly ranked.
Joyce is number 1 anyway at WBO.
Yeah, I mean, look, Frank's done a good job, but his guys.
What's happening with Sam Jones now? He don't seem to be piping up much, does he?
Well, he's Probellum, right? He's Probellum promoter.
Oh, he's the promoter for Probellum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's quiet lately. Anyway, I haven't seen much of him. Sam Jones, come see me.
Well, we all know what Probellum is. Less said the better, but we all know what it actually is, right?
Yeah.
So he's the promoter there. So yeah.
What do you think about Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall? We were told a few months ago it was a done deal, blah de blah, and off Bean, and now it seems to be further away than ever, doesn't it?
I think I'm not sure how much Clarissa Shields still wants to box, right? The money needs to be there, but with her doing MMA and other things, the money just needs to be there for her. And I don't know how they make that fight any bigger than it was maybe 6 months ago. They probably need both of them fighting in the UK on the same card on the same night a few times to build that fight. To actually capture the casuals and Sky audience's imagination, because a lot of the Sky fans wouldn't have seen, the casual boxing fans wouldn't have seen Clarissa Shields fighting in UK primetime. Don't you think?
Yeah. A lot of them won't know who she is, and Savannah's very quiet, isn't she?
Yeah, so they need them on the same card fighting against each other.
I think it's probably a chief support on a pay-per-view on Sky, in it at best.
Or it could be a pay-per-view if you made it a standalone card.
You mean a great card underneath it? Yeah.
Yeah, you had a few good fights, so you could have light heavyweight contest. You could it could be like a double or triple header world title fight.
See, problem is, if they want to do it in America, Peter can't get to America, can he?
No.
That's the problem you've got, you see. And it'd be nice to see Savannah pick up a couple of nice paydays, you know, for coming to the end of her career, because she'll work then. She's that regimented. She'll get out of the sport if she gets another couple of paydays, I think.
Yeah, but good. I mean, look, good for her. I mean, washed up female fighters isn't a pretty sight, right?
I don't think she'd be washed up. Oh, you mean?
No, but in general, like, you know, female fighters fighting for years and years, it's not.
Yeah, like some of them that they wheel out for Terry Harper, some of these old bidders that she fights, school dinner ladies and that.
Yeah, and then when she fights against Alicia Baumgartner, it's a different story.
Yeah, why didn't she took that fight, Rico? They had a rematch to fight for the best belt.
She's probably moving up in weight, isn't she? It's
quite
convenient.
Even more dangerous if you can't hold a shot at that weight.
Well, unless she was weight trained, and that's the story.
Yeah, but she never had a red flag, did she, for check weight? So
yeah, and look, they were happy to take that fight, and they were happy to get straight into fighting against a puncher and a female puncher, and they were convinced they were going to win. And Steffi, the mastermind behind her, was there, happy to take the money, or probably happy to say to Eddie, "Yes, Eddie, we'll put Terry up there to fight."
Bad mistake, I think. Well, I'd have given more respect if they fought Baumgartner and she lost again by knockout, and then they brought her back at a different weight. I'd have given more respect then. At least you're trying to get a belt back.
Yeah, agreed. But I don't know. Maybe they worried if she loses again, she might never fight. I wouldn't be surprised if she has 1 or 2 fights and then she just calls it quits.
Yeah.
She doesn't strike me. I mean, I've never met her, but she doesn't strike me as the type of person that wants to fight for a very long time.
Yeah. She don't strike me as somebody who's going to be doing it when she's 40, if you know what I mean.
No. But in general, I think she doesn't want to take a lot of punishment. She doesn't come across as that type of fighter.
Okay.
So retire and go back to a chip shop.
Yeah. Go back to peeling spuds. Eubank against Williams.
I think it's a great fight.
Yeah, I do.
It's a fight that could have never been made if Eubank was what Matchroom, his own. But I think it's an excellent fight. And you know what? I'm just happy it got made in the end. With the cancellation, it didn't happen. And obviously, Liam Williams has gone to the Dark Lord Adam Booth. So
the Dark Lord Adam Booth. Adam Booth. Hey, I brought that story. Didn't I?
Yeah, you did. He's listened to your advice and gone to the Dark Lord because everybody needs to go there, right? Everybody has to go to the Dark Lord. If they're ever going to win anything, you have to go to the Dark Lord.
Adam Booth, it's a cult.
Yeah.
I like Adam Booth, actually. I think he talks a lot of sense in interviews and that. He's obviously done well out at sport, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, but he also does talk in riddles. And I think the question is, like, how much training does he actually do of these guys?
Oh, he's got his own gym.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of trainers there as well.
What's happening with Shannon Courtney? Is she on Skid Row, Rico?
I mean, isn't she injured and she's doing a YouTube channel? So I'll be interested to see how her YouTube channel pans out.
Shannon Courtney's YouTube channel, is that her plan B for when she retires?
I think she thinks she's interesting enough that people would actually watch her on YouTube.
What's she going to be doing? Cooking lessons? Because she's a chef.
Oh, yeah, she was a chef. Good point.
Must be a chef, wasn't she?
Yeah, I don't know what she's going to be doing. I imagine makeup, chatting. I don't know. A lot of these boxers think they can set up podcasts on YouTube and it's just easy. Like people are going to be interested in them as people. And, you know, there's so many, what people don't realize, the competition isn't only boxing that they have when they set up these YouTube channels and podcasts, right? People have a limited amount of time. So you only have so much time to watch boxing content. You only have so much time to watch other content. So if you're a fighter, say Sonny Edwards setting up a YouTube channel, he's going to be interviewing and speaking to the same people we see on Tris Duxon podcast, the same people we see on IFL, the same people we see on a lot of other things. So what's he going to add that we can't see on his Twitter or, you know, we can't hear about otherwise? And he's just an example here. I think a lot of these boxers think that people are actually interested enough in them outside of the ring, but they're all part of the establishment. So they're all going to say the same stuff that everybody else says, right?
Sonny's signing with Matchroom, isn't he now?
Is he official?
I don't know. I heard a little whisper that he's going with Matchroom. I don't know if it might be wrong, but I usually get it right lately. Sonny with Matchroom, man. They got rid of his brother, didn't they?
They did, and he was the one going Uncle Frank and this and that. But
Frank Warren's the best, and this and that. He's the top guy and all that. And if he goes with Matchroom, they'll throw him under the bus, won't they?
Oh, 100%. But they'll put him against Martinez. But you know what? That could be an interesting fight.
Yeah. What else has been going on then, Rico, in the sport of boxing?
Let's talk about this Jake Paul calling out stuff. So we've got every boxer in Britain trying to call out Jake Paul, right? Yeah. Which is interesting because every boxer used to say, oh, it's not real boxing. This guy's a disgrace. And now everybody sees him as this cash cow. And they all trying to call him out.
Whores.
Yeah, but doesn't that just validate the idea that Jake Paul is a proper boxer? He might do these gimmicky shows, but if every boxer's desperate to fight him, then clearly he's a proper boxer and he's a big draw. Like he's probably Googling the names of half of these people. He's not really a boxing fan, is he? So he's Googling the names of these people and trying to figure out who they are.
It's interesting, isn't it? But like I said, they all want a piece of him, don't they?
Oh, they all desperate, beyond desperate.
What do you think to the Tommy Fury situation with Jake Paul? Do you think Tommy Fury is now on the outside looking in?
Oh, yeah, he's desperate. He's definitely desperate. He wants that fight more than anything else.
Tommy Fury won't go back to fighting on warrant cards for 40 grand now, will he?
No. It's yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, he pulled out of the fight, and there's risks involved, isn't there?
Yeah, that's true. What do you think of Tony Bellew coming back?
I seen the videos this morning on Instagram and stuff. I think he hopes that he can fight against Jake Paul, right?
Tony Bellew. And what did I say ages ago? So Tony Bellew's coming back. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. He just wants to top his pension up. That's all it is. Eddie needs him, doesn't he, now to do a pay-per-view, doesn't he?
I mean, but who's going to watch? Who's going to fight against Mukabu? Mukabu 2.
Usyk at heavyweight they'll be looking at. I'm telling you, mate, Usyk at heavyweight. Usyk would put him into Jupiter. He'd put him on Jupiter, wouldn't he?
Oh Christ! I mean, imagine. I don't think I could survive another Bellew
fight week.
I don't think I could do that. What? Do you have any medication that could help subdue me for that, or anything?
Green here, if you want it.
I might need it just to get through the Bellew fight week.
Jesus. Tony Bellew coming back, the reappearing man. Just leave
Tony alone.
Leave Tony alone. He's looking for his 5th pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Carl Froch only had 3. Jesus, Tony Bellew, but puts his head down on that pillow at night and sleeps like a baby, but I don't think he does. Tony, we know you're coming back to prove to your Uncle Big P that you can beat a champion. Imagine going to your grave after shouting off your mouth like he has, knowing that he never took a belt off a champion across the board, all levels.
But he carries power, though. Don't forget that.
What? He carries power? What, against Danny McIntosh?
Remember that thing? I carry power.
Yeah, Danny McIntosh. You know, that's not carrying power. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, Oval McKenzie put him on his arse quite a few times, didn't he?
Yeah, Tony shouldn't have been fighting at light heavyweight. But what you're going to get if Tony comes back is I'm fighting at heavyweight. My career started as an heavyweight. And I'm ending it as an heavyweight. He'll be all that, won't it? He'll be wanting Usyk, Fury. He'll not want to go near Joyce, Ergovic, DeBar, but he'll want Usyk or Fury because they're big pay-per-view fights. And Tony is a good salesman, Tony. I'll give him his due. But looking fantastic for 1 minute on the pads don't make you look good for the 35 minutes, does it? If you know what I mean.
No.
And pads don't eat back, do they? So it'll be interesting to follow Tony's story. Well, in fact, Anthony Joshua's story. We could follow the 2 Tonys. Maybe they could fight, or Tony Bellew and Chisora could fight, and they could create some intense beef.
Oh, they could be like Tony Bellew and Joshua were mates, and now they've fallen out, and Tony's going to show who's the real heavyweight and all that crap, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we're going to get. Or him and Derek have had a fallout over I don't know, fucking some onion rings or something. I don't know. They could make some. They could invent something. Go on IFL, Boxing Social, and go on DAZN Boxing channel with Darren Barker and Chris Lloyd, and invent utter knackers, and put hashtag intense beef, or
100%
spam, or whatever they call it, beef Wellington, whatever they could. They could do that, and we could all buy into it, couldn't we? Like we did with Hay Bellew. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, Hay was faster, quicker, whatever than a speeding bullet.
Faster, quicker than a speeding bullet, eating kangaroo meat.
Yeah. Is it true, Porky, that you ate loads of kangaroo meat to get back into health?
Yeah.
The doctor gave you 1 portion of kangaroo meat a day.
You know what? That kangaroo meat thing, actually, it is quite a lean meat, actually.
I know,
but when David Hayes started eating that a few years ago and everybody else started eating, I thought, Jesus, what next? Who got him on that? Somebody called Ruben or something.
Ruben Tavares.
That's it, yeah, he got him on that. So everybody else started copying it. Matthew Hatton ended up on it as well. I mean,
you know what? Ruben Tavares, he's where is it? I'll show you. All right. He's got his own website. Let me share my screen for you. Just a moment. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I can't share my screen. Well, yeah, he's got his own website where he describes himself as a elite strength and conditioning coach, nutritionist, and sports therapist.
Basically, he's another Greg Marriott, then, isn't he?
Well, something like that. Let's
Do
see.
you remember when Kell Brook were fighting Golovkin? And he were coming out with statements like, I've got Greg Marriott on board. I'm eating steak for breakfast. Steak. Well, that didn't help him, did it?
No, I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
Greg Marriott's probably happy just to be there, part of the 5-week tours and be on the tour.
Yeah, Greg Marriott, if you need any diet advice, come and see me. Only way not to lose weight. Only way to lose weight, Greg, is this. Don't eat. Just don't eat and have small portions. Bit of advice there from Big P.
And have kangaroo meat. Don't forget that.
Kangaroo meat, grilled kangaroo meat with asparagus.
So what's the plans for the channel this year? What new stuff do you have coming up?
Cameron's decided to set a Twitter account up. We've been back and forth with them for 26 months. Finally, they're letting us back on. It's called @Porky's News Desk. I don't know.
Oh, is it there?
Hey?
Let me see if it's there, if I can find it. And what's hopefully we don't have is it all together? News desk or underscore?
@Porky's News Desk, it's called, not corner, just @Porky's News Desk.
Not sure, is it up yet? Let's
Oh.
see. No, it's there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm following. Nice. Well, you need to tell Cameron he can't get involved in any chatter.
Oh, you don't just to put videos up. I'm not allowed to passport because I'm a demon if I go on that Twitter, aren't I?
Oh. Yeah,
I don't even
best.
miss it, to be honest. I'm chock-a-block with this, but we're probably gonna do odd video that in. You know, it would have been nice to cover that Djokovic thing, but I don't know enough about tennis and I haven't had time to read up on it. But it would have been nice to do something like that, or something a bit outside the box. And of course, I'm going to Germany when I come back from Turkey in end of April, early May, to do some filming, some concentration camps. You know, where Jews were.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do that though, because obviously I can't be. I'll have to be a bit more serious. No joking matter out like that, is it? So I don't know how I'm going to do that. But I'm looking forward to going and doing something different, if you know what I mean.
Is that going to be in Porky's Corner still?
It might. We don't know yet. There's some. I'm not going to say too much, but it might.
Yeah. We spoke about it the other day, didn't we?
Yeah. So we're gonna see, aren't we? But it might not be on Porky's Corner. I doubt it. But it's going to be for something else down the line. So there's other things involved. I've got, I've been in a fortunate position, aren't I? Now, but obviously, it's been a bit of a laugh and a joke, but now it's got to a stage where it's a bit more serious, isn't it, kind of thing. But I feel comfortable in front of the camera now, so that's a good thing, if anything, isn't it? It's a feather in my cap.
I remember when he started, you were like this on your chair.
Yeah, doing.
Then you were doing the weight. Then you do the weights in between speaking, and you're like, "Oh," I was like,
sometimes you forget the.
Nobody can hear you. You're doing the weights in between.
You know what I was fucking doing? I was just trying to fucking blag it, wasn't I?
But you know what? It's like anything, right? You do enough of it, and you get comfortable. I don't think you probably think about being in front of the camera anymore. You just think like we just having a chat.
Yeah, well, the whole theme of it. This channel, well, like when we started it, well, just like two blokes having a chat in pub on it over a pint and that, boxing and that, and it takes a life of his own on down the line, doesn't it? And we couldn't do this without people that watch it. You know, there's some dedicated fans that are members on the channel. There's dedicated subscribers, and obviously there's people who don't subscribe who like to give me stick and that, but let me just say this: after 1,600 videos, the likes percentage is 93.3. So I must be doing something right, Rico. But there's 6.7%. They're the ones that like to give stick. But Carl Froch once said to me that for every 1,000 lovers, you're going to get 10 haters, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the
So
thing.
it's part of it.
And I always think people are more vocal on the extremes. So like the people that really love it, they'll be positive, and the people that really dislike or dislike you, they'll be commenting. But the people in the middle are usually the silent majority, right? So you've got a lot of people that like it, watch it, but they might not engage. So
Yeah,
even if you look at the comments and the views, right? Like you might have 10,000 views on a video, but you might have 200-300 comments. And if you look at that in a proportion way, that's only 2-3%, right?
Yeah. Not everybody wants to comment, do they? They want to just
and then you might have like 400-500 likes, and that's 5%. But actually, 95% aren't doing anything, right? They're just watching and engaging and enjoying the content.
Well, look, the good thing I've noticed is, as I've been doing it, obviously, I didn't really take it serious until last 2 years. The first 2 years I was playing at it, but the last 2 years we've started to work out what I'm doing wrong in videos. You can analyze it, but you can overanalyze it too much. For an example, you put a 60-minute video out, 80% might have disappeared after 35 minutes. So what am I doing to not hold them for that extra 25 minutes? So you've got to like work on things like that to hold the crowd, kind of thing.
Well, I think sometimes it's about making in 2 parts. So I know like Terry, where his podcast, right? He knows half an hour is the perfect time. So you do half an hour. And then if it's a 2-parter, you do part 1, part 2, you know, just because people, like, it's always a big ask. YouTube's different to podcast. I mean, now you have the podcast, right? So that's a bit different. But YouTube, I have to be doing something. Like we've been chatting for an hour, right? I have to watch this for an hour, or I have to have it in background for an hour. So maybe I'm working, or maybe I'm doing some cooking or something, but I have to have it there. Whereas a podcast, I just have it in my pocket, right? I could be going to the shop, or I can be driving somewhere and I just listen to it. Whereas YouTube's a bit different. So I think sometimes with YouTube, actually having shorter content of half an hour works better.
Yeah.
Just because people have the half an hour to watch something, whereas watching something for 1 or 2 hours is different.
But yeah, it's progressed. I mean, I was looking at some stats here. I'm not bragging or anything like that, but 2020 did 1 million views, which is what, 20,000 a week. 1,055,000 it was. 2021 with 2.6 million, that's 50,000 a week, isn't it? So I call that progress.
Yeah, and look, I think like a lot of channels, right? Let's dig up some boxing channels, some YouTube channels. So let's go to Sonny Edwards podcast. So we've got the Sonny Edwards podcast. He's done one with his first podcast. No, this is on Fight Connect TV. Well, let's look at this Fight Connect TV. He did one a day ago, 433 watches. He did one 5 months ago, 2,100 watches. Boxing Life Stories now has videos. This is Tris Dixon's boxing thing. You know, Chris Billam-Smith 2 days ago, 547 watches. Kelly Pavlik, 1,100 watches. So what I'm saying is, it's actually really hard to get a lot of viewers on this boxing content consistently. And also, you aren't relying on the big names of other people. You're relying on yourself and your guests.
Yeah. But we've built up a little community amongst these 35 guests, or what we have, and I'll pick so many out of the 35. Or when people can come on, like you and everybody else, Terry, Julian, you know, John and Chris. Pardon?
Kent, obviously, our favourite.
Ken, yeah. All the Richard. There's loads of people. There's too many to name, but I have a list here and I go down it and I try and get. You know, not everybody's available, are they?
No. I mean, look, people are busy with life, like Simon and others. But But yeah, I think it's as I always say, this is a bit like the Arsenal fan TV of boxing, where people can come and talk about the same topics but give different views, and people are passionate about different things, and I think that kind of stuff hasn't really existed in boxing before.
You remember that
It's
guy
more
who used to go on the Arsenal one, Claude?
Yeah, rest in peace,
He
Claude.
was like me, and when somebody says to me, "You're like Claude," I goes, "Who's Claude?" And I checked it out. After every game, if Arsenal didn't play well, he was like close to heart attack job, wasn't he?
He passed away last year.
Did he pass away? Oh,
Yeah, he did.
Well, like, he was a character, wasn't he?
He was, but there's lots of characters. But that's
He
the
went
point,
home and
isn't
away,
it?
didn't he, to every match?
Yeah, but I think that's the point, isn't it? The point is very much that you have different characters giving different views about things, and you like some, you don't like others, you agree with some, you don't. And people can also tune into their favorites, right? If people particularly like someone or disagree with someone, they can pick and choose, or they can watch everything.
Right, dripping tap we have him on. He's a good boxing fella.
Yeah, but we know what, it's all about honest conversation. Nobody's here trying to sugarcoat things.
No, that's it, and I think that concept that I've started. I think I'm quite chuffed actually that we're in this position that we're in now.
No, and it's opening up other opportunities. Anything else up? You up to anything else this weekend?
Yeah, I've just bought that land ski with Harvey Keitel, £4.99 on Amazon Prime. Is it? I'm going to watch that today.
Nice.
I was going to go out and get steamed up today, but I'm not bothered. I'm just going to stay in, watch land ski, and be good, because I'm bound to go outside and slip on black ice, because it's black ice everywhere.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, I was tempted to go out today and have a heavy session, but I'm not going to do. So I'm going to be a good boy. But other than that, I'm all right. I'm plodding on. But I wanted to watch that film. It's called Lansky, Lan.
Is he about the gang guy?
Meyer Lansky, yeah, Meyer Lansky.
Yeah. Who he was the gangster, right?
You reckon it's a really good film, like, so I'm going to watch that on Amazon, $4.99. I've got 30 days to watch it, but I'll watch that today and just sit here and probably have a couple of cans of Guinness and whatnot and just watch that. And that's it. I've got a video out today at 6. I'm going to send this to Cameron and let him put an intro and an ending on it, and this will probably be out tomorrow or something, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Jazz it up a bit. It's still early in month, and I'm on top of it now. I think that's probably about. I probably only got me members videos to do now. I think I've done about 20 videos already now, and just then I've got 9 members ones to do, and I'm ahead of schedule for a month. And I have to hit my targets, and that's it. So I worked hard this month. Hard graft, kid. Consistency, Dominic Ingle and Bunny used to say to me, is the key. Well, that's not obviously, Bunny used to say that to me, not Ingle. I don't speak to him, but I've seen him do an interview saying consistency is the key in anything. And
well, that's it, isn't it?
Right, yeah. Bunny always used to say that to me as well, consistency.
Yeah, I think it's always, you can find out who's reliable if they're consistent. Like, how many people do you see set up YouTube channels? They do 5-6 videos. Enough people don't tune in, and then they just give up, right? Or they do that with podcasts. They'll do 2-3 episodes, and they just give up because people aren't tuning in.
Yeah.
But you've been going out for years, so that's now you're reaping the rewards.
And don't forget, some stick I get, mate. I get more than anybody, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
But I've still stuck it out, like, do you know what I mean? It just makes you stronger, because I'm that type of person, aren't I? But yeah, the channel's going in the right direction. I'm really pleased, and we're looking to do other stuff. And if something comes off that, I'll be chuffed. But if not, you've got to try, aren't you?
Yeah, and look, you've still got this, which is going well, and people are enjoying. And we're just gonna. I think January is a tough month to do boxing content in general.
Oh God,
there's not much to talk about. That's the problem.
No, and I don't want my channel to go down that route of, like, the Dave Caldwell thing, right? You know what?
Yeah.
I've just Chris Smedley, Luke and Nicky and all them. They're good, very good friends of mine. But boxing don't help itself. I can put lads on who tell the stories, and we all know what they said. And that Caldwell just walking about like he ain't got a caring wheel, going on talk sport and all that, and people working with him and all that. So
Hey, people behind the scenes have been, people in boxing have been asking me about, is it true? Is it true? I'm like, well, that's what I said, look, that's what they've said. That's their account of the truth.
That's their lad's story.
You know, Caldwell hasn't addressed this. So at the end of the day, you have to make your own mind up based on the evidence. But, you know, people are talking about behind the scenes. And I think sometimes, I think sometimes we think that if you do a video that it's going to change the course of things, but you don't really know, like that could, you know, that will probably their account of the truth might raise some questions and might impact him down the line.
Yeah, well, the brass neck on them is unbelievable. Because if that had been me, I'd have come out fighting, all guns blazing. But he's done a Prince Andrew on it, hasn't he?
But you know what? I think that this is what the channel's about. You've done the right thing, whether it's this Gary Sykes thing, whether it's this thing. It's all about doing the right thing, and it's not playing favorites, right?
No, I don't do favorites.
No.
You know what I mean? Unless it's Frotch.
Yeah.
Then I lose my shit, especially with Terry when he starts minding me up.
Oh, it's funny.
And you know, the funny thing is, Terry really admires Frotch.
Oh, of course he does. Of course he does. We know Terry, don't we? We know Terry well enough that he does, but it's an easy thing to get you wound up though on that one.
Because I bite down with that one.
Yeah, 100%.
But,
all right, my friend.
Right then, well,
I think we've covered everything.
We sure have. Thank you for coming on, Rico.
All right, make sure everybody like and subscribe and follow at Porky Newsroom. Oh, at Porky News Desk. At Porky News Deck.
Porky's News Desk.
Yeah, News Desk.
Porky's News Desk. At Porky's News Desk for Twitter, but I won't be having passwords. It's just for videos to go out there. So if you want to, when our videos go out, they'll go on Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcast. I think Craig at Coventry puts stuff on Insta. Simon does the Facebook, doesn't he? All and Mark Siddall shares them as well. I want to thank everybody that's helped me. You, Kay Official helped me. Who else were there? Nicola, Kevin's sister, helped me for a year. Matt at Manchester, Jamie at Leeds, Epicam, all been good. Cameron at Fable, Porky's Corner. We're big, we're number one. Right, you take care.
All right, take care, mate.
Weekend.
You too, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Robert Smith, do the right thing. Sort Gary Sykes' belt out, put it in history books that he's British champion outright at super featherweight, and I'll leave you alone, Robert Smith. All right, don't you forget.
Hey Max, how you doing, mate? Russell just sent me a video of you doing a little bit of a bag workout. Good work, mate. A couple of little tips if you want them. Bearing in mind I'm 50-year-old and riddled with arthritis, so it's not going to be up to much. Couple of little things I noticed that you were doing. Try and break your habit, okay? So when you were throwing your jab, every time you threw your jab, and I'll do it in slow motion, you put your head down at the same time. So that could become quite predictable like that. Putting your head down every time you throw a jab. Imagine you just get suckered, throw a right uppercut. Whenever you put your head down, yeah, ideally you want to do that when you're throwing power shots or when you're blocking or when you're in the pocket. The jab should be at a nice long range. So when you're throwing that jab, you don't want to be putting your head down every single time. So get your body position comfortable when you're on the outside, because obviously the jab's the outside shot. Get your body position comfortable, that chin nice and low, nice and relaxed. Just before you throw it, so instead of going like that, literally, nice and fast, nice and relaxed, and just relax and keep the head position as it is when you're throwing your shot. Just like that. Just like that, in and out, nice and fast, yeah. No head movement, that's not coming there, that's not overbalancing. Backhand nice and tight, in range, nice and loose. And try and vary that jab a little bit as well. So what happens is everybody throws the jab in the same spot. What I always say is 4 points of a jab, yeah? Eyes, chin, chest and solar plexus. And every jab you throw with different speed, different power, different range, different body position. But try and vary it a little bit. Just count 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 being the eyes, like that. 3 being the chin. Yep. 2 being the solar plexus. Have you noticed? I'm now dropping the height on the power on the lower shots. Abs again, being a distraction punch, yeah? 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, vary it all the time, okay? That was just one little thing that I noticed. Another thing that I noticed as well was when you were throwing that right up to the body, okay, there were a couple of little mistakes there. Just a couple, all right? First thing you were doing is your arm was stiff and you were taking your arm and everything else with a shot. You were going like that, opening your rotation, making yourself nice and wide and nice and open. Whenever you throw a hook to the body, and ideally you want to be throwing that left hook, but even if you're going to throw right hook to the body, which is a shot, it's not an easy shot to get off, you got to drop your height. You've got to drop your height, because if you think of a hook to the body, if it's a right hook to the body, pop, or a left hook to the body, it's a power shot, okay? It's a power shot, but it's a mid to close range punch. So what you definitely don't want to be doing is opening yourself up there, and also you're doing a little bit what I call the chicken wing, is lifting your elbow up like that. Get your elbows tucked in, get the position comfortable, drop your height, and then throw it from your chin back to your chin. See that? From your chin, boom, back to your chin. Not throwing it from your hip or throwing it from your waist. Same with the left hook. People throw that left hook and they'll lift the right elbow up like that, they'll telegraph the shot. You got to drop from your chin. So a punch will start at your chin. Body punch, head punch starts at your chin. There, like that. Again, back to the jab. Snap, yeah, snap. Chin position, like that.
That's